everyone, I hope all of you are doing well. So today's video we are again going to continue with the interview series, and today we will start with the technical questions. So to be very specific, before starting the video, I would like to mention that see, in case of technical questions it differs. For example, in case of HR questions, I made a complete long video in which you get to see some kind of HR questions, and those are applicable either for your DNS sponsorship interviews, or for your BTech interviews, or for your BSc interviews. But in case of technical questions, the level varies. Okay, since in case of DNS mock sponsorship interviews, there you get to see basic questions from your physics, chemistry, something from your shipping knowledge. Okay, but while when you will be appearing for your campusing, or you'll be appearing for your placement interviews in case of your BTech marine engineering or BSc nautical science, the questions will vary a lot. So starting with today's video, today in this video I am going to discuss about the basic questions which we get to see in case of sponsorship examinations or sponsorship interviews in case of DNS. Okay, starting with number one, one of the most common question companies do ask, it is about Archimedes principle. Okay, so you will be asked to state Archimedes principle. Now, one more point which we need to keep in mind while we are preparing for any interview. See, there are some general questions, or there are some questions which are not that much company specific. Like mostly these questions are being asked by the company. But when you are opting for some specific company, for example, XYZ, any company, they have their own pattern, they have their own preferences. So generally in that case, what happens is that some question level or the level of difficulty of technical questions vary. Okay, so keep this in mind that whenever you're preparing for any specific company, please try to get their previous year questions, what are the interview questions they asked to the previous batch. Get in touch with some candidates who are already being placed over there, so that you will get a complete idea of what to study and what you can skip. Apart from the first question which we have discussed right now, you can be asked about anomalous expansion of water. Okay, Brownian motion, questions from questions regarding your electromotive force, or your how is the EMF generated, various questions. Okay, questions are there from optics part as well. Apart from that, you can get questions from Lenz's law, right? Bernoulli's theorem, Charles' law, Boyle's law. So the basic questions, the basic level questions which we used to study in 10th, 11th and 12th. So these questions you need to focus. Companies also do ask about, Kirchhoff's law, Kirchhoff's current law, Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay, apart from that, questions can be on the basis of what words you're using, how you're defining it. So always keep in mind that whenever you are defining your answer in case of technical interview, please do not say something which is irrelevant to the topic and which can lead you to cross questions. For example, whenever I am speaking something right now, and for example I am being asked about Archimedes principle. Okay, I gave the complete definition of Archimedes principle. Along with that, I added some extra word, okay, or some extra point to just showcase my knowledge and all. What happens? Sometimes it works in favor and sometimes it does not. For example, when it works in favor, it increases your interviewer, it enhances the quality of your interview. But when it does not work in your favor, what happens is that the interviewer asks you cross question based on that simple word. Sharing a very personal experience of mine, though I didn't overshare something at that point, but how you get into cross questions. One question was being asked to me about PID controller. Okay, while defining it, I mentioned a word called error. Then the next question which came up to me is, what do you mean by an error? So this is how the process works. So keep this in mind while you are preparing or while you are giving your answers in case of. Also questions will be there from, for example, I'm just stating out, in case of optics I've stated, for example, questions can be, what do you mean by reflection, what do you mean by refraction. Okay, apart from that, in case of chemistry, if you can be asked with, what do you mean by hardness of water. Okay, how can you remove temporary hardness of water. Apart from that, what is the formula of benzene. So different sorts of questions can be asked. Okay, and it's not always necessary that questions will be repeated, but you can follow a pattern, a trend will be followed. Also coming to the point, in case of shipping knowledge, the questions which are generally being asked in case of shipping knowledge are, for example, mention any 5 parts of the ship and name any 5 parts of the ship and mention their uses. Okay, apart from that, what are the major ports of the India, or you can be asked about their exact location, like where it is located, in which state, which city. Apart from that, yes, questions are very often we get to see questions from latitude, longitude, their exact coordinates. Okay, so learn this sort of things. Apart from that, in case of shipping knowledge, also I would say try to know more about the busiest ports of the world, the you know, which port is like it is nowadays almost banned and all, like obsolete, you can say. A port which is obsolete these days. There are various sort of questions which can be asked, but at least a basic idea you should have. Now, these are some list of questions which can come for your interview, and if you're preparing for your technical part, I hope this video helps you out. Okay, so this is all from my side. Thank you, and for more such updates, stay tuned. Bye bye.